Alright, we're grogged up, fucked up, dead from the neck up, ready to go, and we're gonna talk about some Guild War while being under the influence. So what could possibly go wrong? So, hey, looky here, we got ourselves a new skin to try out on Last Rider Krau, and we're going into the very beginning of the new season here. So,
you can't stop this.
Let it begin. So that was Unbound Knight Arowell, Belian, and Remnant Violet. Not really like a super crazy kind of defense that you really deal with here. Hey, it's got some damage mitigation on the side, and then we also have Belian over there, who's going to do her annoying-ass shit of, hey, lol, what's souls? I don't know. Who cares? But then we also have Ruele over there on the side as well, who's going to be going into your light user, and thankfully for me, I am not one of those super speed fuckers, and I actually have a fairly tanky Krau. Doesn't have as much HP as I would like, but he does have a fairly decent amount of defense, and he takes his turns well enough. So, basically, one of the things that I was trying to fish for here, because I am actually trying out OP Sig on Wall of Order, not worth it. It's a terrible limited artifact. Highly do not approve. But basically, I was going to see if, oh yeah, we should be able to, like, proc Gab immediately on first turn, then we can just kill the Unbound Knight Arowell. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so, well, we two-shot her, because, LRK is going to do enough damage going through, the rest of the team, and hey, looky there, we've done enough damage that 2 of their units are already down. And I also brought Roana just in case, like, it was a counter Belian or whatever. Like, it wasn't really necessary. I could have brought, like, any other kind of damage mitigator or any other kind of damage dealer. Hell, I could have brought Zahak for all I care, just to go into the Remnant Violet. But I decided, nah, we're going to try and make this as much of an LRK day as we can. And looky here, I spy with my little eye a motherfucking tank with Bastion of Perlucia, which is given a barrier to a unit that's in the back. Alrighty, well, seeing as how our turn order is going to be Ahmed, Hwayoung, and then Arunka, how about we go ahead and throw on a nice big fat attack buff onto Arunka, and then we'll go into the Troublemaker Crozet with our Hwayoung, dealing just a bit outside. So that Troublemaker Crozet was actually at 24k. So we did just enough to actually one-tap him, and if we didn't one-tap him, we also had Uberus's Tooth, which would then, do the rest of it. And, of course, because, Violet by himself is, piss weak, and if you go in with a really strong enough hit, he's kind of guaranteed to die. And then we have our turns roll around in just the right way, so the Diene puts up a barrier because the AI is very smart, and then you just knock her out too. Hoorah! It has only been 3 fucking minutes, and we're on to round 2. So isn't that just nice? So, Lone Crescent Bellona, Archdemon's Mercedes, and, well, Archdemon Shadow, whatever you want to call her, and Rule of Light. Okay, so what's the one annoying-ass unit that we kind of have to kill first, or else it's just going to kind of make things take longer? Well, let's get rid of the Sustain and Reviver with Rule. We have attack buff. We have a ludicrous amount of attack because we have Warhorn that's on our Mediator Kawerik as well, and we have 2 dark units that are going to be going into our light bait, Magic Scholar Doris. I could have used the S2, but honestly, I just didn't feel like it at that particular moment. If this was a much more threatening team, I probably would have, because straight up, I'm not even going to lie here, this does feel like gear gapping, because that feels like, even if it is a Lone Crescent Bellona going into my Magic Scholar Doris, that's not enough damage. Like, that's not enough damage at all. So, I don't really know what I'm kind of, like, dealing with here. I'm assuming it's just not strong enough. Sure, Doris is a really good tank for Darks, but, like, that just felt a little too low for me. And now that we also dealt with Archdemon Shadow, which was really easy because she has damage mitigation on being hit by the crit. However, Hwayoung, she don't fucking do crits. And she just does extra damage because of Uberus's Tooth. Oh, looky there, the team's already dead. So hey, it's time for some more LRK shit. Well, would you look at that? I just happened to get turn 1. Well, that just makes things a lot fucking easier, doesn't it? So, the initial plan was, okay, so they're gonna go first, and then they're gonna, like, hit me with debuffs and shenanigans, right? So what I was gonna do was I was gonna bring Armin, have her on her other EE so that she cleanses 2 debuffs instead of 1, and then use that, and then go in with LRK to, get some immunity. However, didn't even fucking matter. no real reason to even do that shit, because we go first on LRK, something that I really shouldn't be doing because I do not have him set for going fast. And because he was able to go super, super quick, he has been hit with every AoE in the fucking book. And because of that, we can go yet again! Feels fucking good, man. So, yeah, you've lost your Sharklet, you've lost your Dizzy. Dizzy's not really useful in this kind of meta nowadays anyways, just because she doesn't strip. That's like the biggest reason as to why she's not super, super good. But hey, you can still really use her really, really effectively in PvE, if the PvE allows it. And Shazam, time for one more final match. Surely we're not going to be gear gapping excessively hard again. Spoiler alerts, round 2. But either way, this is a Ran, an Aria, and a Vildred. So I was expecting, okay, so this team's going to be fast as shit, right? Well, it turns out they ain't quite so fast as I was expecting. It was probably, the Vildred was probably on damage, but because he's a speed scaling unit, he probably benefits a lot more from being fast while having DPS, and this person probably just didn't straight up just didn't have the gear. And the Aria is kind of there as like an anchor for the team, and I can understand that. That's probably some like lifesteal gear that you got from Abyss, and maybe it rolled on defense. Who knows? I certainly don't. But, like, that damage wasn't enough. It also wasn't even on max crit, so it didn't even really hit LRK all too much. And now we're going to be hit with this, which is also going to be a follow-up attack, which is an attack that hits the whole fucking team. Hey, that's even more cooldown reduction. Hoorah! I think we're already ready to throw out another bike. So yeah, LRK is kind of fucking ridiculous whenever you're going into anything where you know you can control any and all kind of, like, AoEs that are going to go into you. So what's the team I'm using here? It's Christy, LRK, and Roana, I believe. So Roana was there just for the sake of, hey, what if the Aria was actually doing a lot of damage? What if the Ran was doing a lot of damage? Just some form of healing in some kind. And also I have some fairly decent ER on my Roana, so I wasn't expecting to get Death Broken on her. And Christy is there strictly just to throw off whatever ER she has onto my LRK. And my LRK is like decent. It's like 100 F. It's like just 100 F res. Nothing too crazy, nothing too good. But it was just, I figured, oh yeah, that should be enough to deal with any particular like Ran shenanigans, unless it's a Ran that was specifically like built with a lot of effectiveness. But I kind of feel like Rans probably aren't really rocking a shitload of effectiveness if they're really, really fast and if they're doing damage. But then again, man, that's Ran. Ran can be run a lot of different ways. And here, I was attempting to try and get to my LRK to do another S3. Didn't happen. Dual Attack said no. And oh, goody, it's... What the fuck is that?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
My genuine reaction as soon as I saw that. Now, I'm kind of cheating here a little bit, because I saw that in post. When I was actually playing the game, I still haven't noticed yet. So that was a Leaf on not even 13k HP. And so this is also double Sirmia, which honestly, this form of team doesn't even exist. And I'll tell you why. So, the biggest reason for why Sirmia isn't really super viable is we have really, really good green tanks that can go into her, especially for the sake of, like, Yulha. Yulha is an absolutely fucking phenomenal green tank. And, by the by, when I get to it, I'll show you another crazy thing that this Lethe does. Because, like, straight up, look at this damage. This is also proof of valor, but it's still pretty bad. Man, that's depressing. So, next, whenever you get a chance, bro, just put some more HP gear on your Lethe, man. So, what I decided to do is, hey, we'll Devil's Descent the Lionheart Sirmia. It's literally the only unit that's even a remote threat, because the Sirmia herself, the red one, is just going to go into Yulha. And did you see what I just saw? That fucking Lethe is not actually running any fucking molas. There's no molas on her S2. I bet some of you probably don't even remember that. But if a Lethe goes into you, and she doesn't have molas on her S2, there's a chance that you just straight up won't proc any Omen. Holy shit! So yeah, like, I'm not gonna act like all super surprised or anything. I went into this with a team that I figured would work just in case I was actually fighting some really, really high numbers. Because, like, the other big thing that you do is, just speed cleave it. Just go as fast as humanly possible, you'll just fucking win. I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to always do turn 2, even if I'm going into something that I am objectively gear gapping, which that's straight up what this is. I'm not proud of this at all. But, yeah, Yulha was there to tank the Sirmia, Dark Corvus was there to tank the Lionheart Sirmia, and the Shara was there... Wow, why did I bring her? Oh yeah, to tank the Lethe, and to also just occasionally put the whole team to sleep in case I was dealing with a lot of damage. And hey guys, we're 10 minutes in, and we're already at the end of the Guild War. Woo! Aren't you fucking excited? Yeah, I sure am. But like, yeah, this one wasn't fair. This wasn't fair at all. But like, yo, let's talk about that LRK skin, man. I actually fucking mad love this skin. I think it's pretty sick. The only thing that I would say is probably like might need an edit on it is just the S3 animation itself whenever he's zooming in on the bike. Whenever it zooms in on his face and when he starts to smile, original like OG LRK used to just do like a little smirk. But this version of LRK, he does like a full-on smile. It's like a full-on super creepy smile. And that's what's probably got me like kind of looking at it being like, what? I don't know if I care for this. But honestly, I'll get over it. Because I think the voice lines that he uses are much, much better than OG LRK. And OG LRK had some pretty decent voice lines. But this one beats the ever-loving shit out of the old ones. They're way, way better. Like, they have the right amount of intensity on attack. They have... the only thing I would say, perhaps make the non-attack voice lines whenever it's your turn. Probably make those a little bit louder. Just make them a tad louder. Otherwise, yo, I think it's a really, really good skin. Good stuff, Smilegate. I like it. I did not enjoy getting it. Fuck RTA. But hey, if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to see more of my content, please hit subscribe. I promise you they will get a lot harder than here.